Marion Bartoli, merci.
De rien.
What is it like for you when you get on a grass court?
For me, it's the best time of the season. I love my first practice on grass court, especially after the clay court season, and I just love that feeling of having the ball low and close to me, and I can hit it flat, and I just love my first hours of practice on the grass.
It's a different feeling. It sounds different, doesn't it?
Yes, the sound of the ball also in your racket is different, and I guess it's for the same as clay. Some players love it, some players hate it, but for me it's really 3 weeks of heaven, and clay court it's 6 weeks of nightmares. I'm kind of having my nightmare time and then my heaven time, so it's always nice for me to be back on grass.
I mean, there are a couple of players behind us in practice, and it sounds beautiful. It sounds full and rich, doesn't it?
Yes, it sounds very much like tennis, and it's a very grass. It's a surface to show the technique of a player. Clay court is more the physical part of a player, which for grass it's more about the talent, the technique, the timing. So. That's really something that I like to do, and obviously the sound of it and the tradition of it, and especially in Wimbledon when you play in white and everything, that's really tennis-wise, and that's something that I love to be.
Tell me what it's like for you the first time each year that you walk through the gates at Wimbledon.
Especially since 2007, it's always bring back a smile on my face. Because I have those pictures and great memories coming back to my mind, and I won so many great matches in Wimbledon. I played some great tennis over there, especially last year as well. I felt the match we played between Sabine and I with the roof closed for the first time on center court. It was a nice experience for me, even though I lost that match. I really felt like we were both playing extremely well, and it was a nice match to play. So it's always great memories, and it's great to be part of this tradition.
So Pierce Brosnan hasn't asked for tickets again, has he?
He doesn't need tickets. He's a club member. He's sitting in the royal box, so he doesn't need tickets. But I think if I could finish my career playing the Wimbledon final once again and winning in front of him, that would be the dream end for me.
Really?
Yes.
Tell me which was your greatest match at Wimbledon, in your own mind.
The greatest match I ever played tennis-wise is the one last year against Serena on court number 1. The best memory was a semi-final against Justinena in 2007. I mean, beating the world number 1. I think I was the last player to beat her on that year. The last match she lost was against me in Wimbledon. She won everything after that. And the way I play in that third set and the story behind it and everything, that was the best memory. That will be a match I will remember my whole life.
How emotional do you get when things are happening at Wimbledon? I mean, I think you look pretty firm on the court, but I would think you must be emotional inside, and when you come off after a match and it's a big win, or do you shed a tear? I mean, what are your emotions like?
No, I'm not a very tearful person. My dad is more like that.
Oh yeah, we've
yes.
seen that.
But I remember the year I made the final, after the match, right after, I was totally clear about my thoughts and knew exactly what I've just done. And my dad came to me and said, "Don't you think it's a bit too much?" Being in the final of Wimbledon, semi-final was good enough, and I was like, "Dad, I'm not gonna give it the match to Justin. I want to win the final of Wimbledon. I deserve it after all those years of practice." But I'm really happy. But in tennis, you have to try to be even in your emotions and not go through some extremely high and some extremely low. So I'm trying to be quite stable and even in the bad days and in the good days.
Now, Marion, as we speak, we don't know about the draw for Wimbledon this year. You're seeded number 9. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about going into this year's Wimbledon Championships? What are your thoughts and your expectations?
Well, I will go over there with the same mindset as last year, trying my best here, and try to really focus on every day, every matches I'm playing on in Wimbledon. Don't think too far ahead, and try to be really in the minute focused. So think about the present, not the past and the future.
And let's just hope the weather holds.
Yes, of course, in Wimbledon this year looks beautiful.
Well, let's hope that is the case. Marion Bartoli, thanks so much for being with us on wearetennis.com.
You're so welcome.